This is Maggie with Maggie Does Yoga. Thank you for coming to my practice today. We're going to do an 18-minute slow flow. This is part of my traveling series, and this is recorded in North Carolina and the Outer Banks. We'll get started in a seated position, maintaining a straight spine, keeping your head in line with your neck, and just starting to take some deep breaths here. Notice any new sounds around you and just acknowledge those. Let them pass. Start to take a few more deep breaths, breathing in all the way to the pit of the belly, holding for a moment, and then a long, slow exhale out. Take your left hand to your right knee, right hand goes behind you, and just gaze over that right shoulder, taking a twist. Exhale it back to center. Inhale, switching sides, right hand to left knee, left hand goes behind you, gaze over that left shoulder. Exhale, bring it back. Right hand goes down onto the mat. You can also use a block here, and then send that left arm up and over your head, making your left hip feel heavy for the opening in that left side body. Exhale, send your arm out in front of you. Inhale, back over to the side. Exhale, out in front of you. Inhale, over to the side. Exhale, out in front of you. And inhale, release. Switching sides, left hand goes to the mat or to the block, right hand goes up and over your head. Exhale to center. Inhale, back to the side. Exhale, center. Inhale to the side, let that right hip get heavy towards the mat. Exhale, back to center and release. Maintaining your straight spine again, let your head fall heavy, bring your chin to your chest, and then painting a circle with your nose. Make some small circles, moving from each side, chin to shoulder, chin to sky, chin to shoulder, and down. Doing what feels right for you. Once you bring your chin to chest again, lift your head back up to center. Take a deep centering breath in, and then take your right hand and place it on the left side of your head, pulling your neck just ever so slightly over towards the right side for a nice little stretch. And then when you're ready, switch sides. Left hand grabbing the top of the right side of your head, I guess. Back to center, release. And then make your way onto your back. Bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees fall wide for Reclined Butterfly Pose. You can place a hand on your belly and a hand on your chest to feel your breath rise and fall. Begin to bring your knees back together, soles of your feet on the mat, and then take your right ankle and place it over your left thigh. You can apply some light pressure to your right knee to feel a little bit of more of a hip opener. And then you can stay right here as you are, or you can weave your hands around your left leg and hug it into your chest. You can rock from side to side a little bit to massage that lower back and to give yourself more of a deeper stretch. And then gently release, unwinding your feet and hugging your right knee into your chest. And then take your hand to the outer edge of that right foot for half happy baby. You can move it around a little bit, bending and extending, or stay as you are. And then when you're ready, hug your knee back into your chest. You can roll it from side to side in little circles for some stretches on the hip flexor, or let it fall over to the left side for a twist, looking over your right shoulder. Bring it back to center. Soles of the feet plant on the mat, and we're switching sides. That left foot is coming up over onto the right thigh. Again, you can place some light pressure on that left knee. Staying here, or you can weave your arms around that right thigh, hugging it in close for even more of a hip opener. The option is yours, whatever is more comfortable in your body. And then release that right leg wide, hug that left knee in. You can rock from side to side a little bit as well, or stay as you are. Half happy baby. Maybe you bend and extend that leg a little bit, creating some movement in your hamstring. Hug it in, and then bring your knee over to your right side body for a supine twist. Gazing over your left shoulder, left arm is out at a T. Bring it back to center. Hug your knees into your chest and rock and roll or make your way into a seated position. From here, make your way into a child's pose, sending your knees wide, or you can keep them close together. Arms go forward and forehead and shoulders fall to the mat. Bring yourself up into a tabletop position and just move through a few cycles of cat-cow, using your breath as your guide here. On an inhale, you're dropping your belly, lifting your chest, gaze is coming up. And on an exhale, you tuck your tailbone, chin comes into chest, pushing down on your hands. Just move through a few cycles of this, doing whatever feels good. And then walk your hands out to the top of the mat, coming into puppy pose, keeping your hips in line with your knees. Just let your shoulders and your head get heavy on the mat. You can also use a block underneath your forehead. This is a great shoulder opener. Bringing yourself back up into your tabletop. You can move through one more cat-cow if you want, or you can move straight into camel pose, tucking those toes underneath you. And you can place your hands in your back pockets or place them on your heels. Either way, you're going to be pressing your thighs and your hips forward as if you're pressing against a wall. You can just go back as far as you can go, and you can do both sides at once or switch sides like I'm doing here in this video, taking my right arm to my right heel, left hand to left heel, and so on and so forth. Come down back onto the tabletop. move through another cat-cow. Or whatever's comfortable here, you can do some hip circles, moving in one direction, taking your time, and then moving over to the other side. Really just doing what feels good in those hips for you. Nice, slow, deliberate movements. And then tuck your toes, press back into a downward facing dog. You can walk the dog out a little bit, or we'll go right into pigeon pose, lifting that right leg up to three-legged dog, and then bringing that right knee to right elbow, releasing into pigeon. If there's another way that you get into this pose that's easier for you, you're welcome to do that. And once you're in pigeon pose, you can bring your forearms down to the mat, your head come to rest on them, or you can stay elevated with your hands on the mat, whatever's in your practice. You can, if you have a block, you can place it underneath your bottom for some support there. And just breathe into any tension you might be having in this pose. This pose brings up a lot of stress for me in my hips, but it feels really good once I'm done. It's also important to note that if you're feeling any pain in this pose, you should come out of it. Discomfort is normal and that's what we want, but if you're feeling pain, then you definitely should be pushing yourself a little bit less. Press back onto your hands and tuck that back toe. We'll come back into our downward facing dog before switching sides. You can walk your dog here, and then bringing it back to center, that left leg lifts, and then send that left knee to that left elbow. Pigeon pose. Notice if you're holding any tension in your jaw, your shoulders, or your neck, and just release that. Or if you're feeling any tension anywhere else in your body, try to send your breath to that to release it. And with that, some more discomfort might come up, but still just keep breathing through it. Gently start to come out of this pose, coming back onto your hands if you're not already there, tucking that back toe. And then we'll swing our legs around to the front. Legs go long, straight spine. Inhale those arms up overhead. And exhale, reach as far as you can. You do not have to get to your toes, but just as far as your exhale will allow you. It can also be on your shins or your knees, and just release into this pose. Exhale, release. Send that left leg out wide, tuck the right leg into your inner left thigh. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, reach forward for that left foot. Again, you can let your hands fall wherever they may. It might be on your shin, your knees. Release back to center. Take that right foot, cross it over the left, and cross over to the right side. Whenever I do this, I tend to crack my back. I know it's not something that happens to everyone, but it feels so good to me. We'll switch sides. Right leg coming out to wide, left leg tucking in. Inhale to rise, exhale to fold. Exhale to release. Bring that left leg over, cross to the left. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to maybe twist a little bit more. Again, just doing what your body is allowing you to do in this practice today. Bring it back to center. Make your way onto your back, legs come into your chest, happy baby. You can rock from side to side, kick one leg out, bring the other in, do what feels comfortable. Let those legs go long, releasing yourself into Shavasana. Just noticing your breath in this pose, in this last pose of the practice, palms up. This last release. Stay here as long as you like. You can follow me along in this video. Start to bring some movement into your fingers and your toes, waking yourself back up. And then roll over onto the right side of your mat into the fetal position, giving yourself a hug for today's practice and for showing up for yourself. Gently push yourself up into a comfortable seat, maintaining that straight spine, hands on your knees. Then inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to chest. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Thank you for coming to my practice today. Please like, review, and subscribe. Namaste.